the DORK podcast with Rich Keefe. It's the DORK podcast. Keefe Davey. It's the DORK podcast. Hashtag. It's the hashtag DORK podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Hashtag Dork. My name is Rich Keefe, joined as always by Davey Eyeballs. He is Rolf Von Dolph. All hail the king of ginger ale. It's Ryan Davey. Davey, how are you?
The original Muppet himself, Rolf, right?
Rolf. Love Rolf.
Love
Was
Rolf.
he the first ever, right?
I think he was the original Muppet.
God damn, he's good.
He's
He
great.
He's good. And I'll tell you what, he steals a few moments in the topic du jour as well.
Sure does.
Tip our hand too much, but he is a treat. I've watched this thing so many times since we said we were going to do it.
Yeah, I've watched it twice now.
Oh, it's great.
And I have thoughts.
I have a lot of thoughts.
I have a lot of thoughts on this.
I have a lot of thoughts as well. But Ryan, save those thoughts because right now we got to get into this.
This week in DORK. Yeah.
The nominations for the 80th Golden Globes came out this past
The
week.
AVN Award.
The AVNs. Golden Globes. This is celebrating TV and film, similar to the Dorkies. The Dorkies are probably better. Oh, by the way,
Probably took that from us. They probably stole that idea from us.
I think so. And I was wondering, I know we usually do it in January, but to really celebrate 2022 in all its glory, should we do the Dorkies next week?
Yes, let's do that.
Let's blow your mind.
Yeah, that blows my mind. I'm ready for it.
Mind blown. I say we do that because then in January we can like do the movies and the TV shows and all that stuff and like really look ahead.
And we can get silly with it. Is what we can do.
Oh, we got a couple of silly
silly with the movies and what have you. Yeah.
So here are your nominees, Ryan. Every single nominee for the Golden Globes.
I'm upset. I'm upset about it.
All right, so they did 5 movies for drama, 5 for musical comedy. The drama, the 5 awards or the 5 noms: Avatar, The Way of Water, Elvis, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick.
Like what?
Now, to this point, I've seen 55 movies, I think, that have come out this year.
Yeah.
I got to see Top Gun Maverick before our award show. I've not seen it. I have not seen it.
Oh, that might be a stand. When you see it, we might just have to do like a little dink just to get your reaction to it.
Yeah, we'll do a dink.
Yeah.
The only one on this list I've seen is Elvis, and to me is one of the worst movies of the year.
It was atrocious.
Terrible.
I think last time we talked about that movie, I described it as an assault.
It's awful. I hated it.
Oh,
yeah, so much.
I think it's bad because I thought the kid who played Elvis actually did a good job. I have no idea what the hell Tom Hanks was doing or Baz Luhrmann. I have no idea what that was all about.
Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't give Tom Hanks a nom because that just would have been like, oh, he's Tom Hanks because he was atrocious in the movie. So that
so bad.
That would have been insulting. That kid Austin Butler did get nominated, but for musical / comedy, they should probably dump. Like, how many musicals come out every year? 2?
I mean, they don't not enough that they have to give it its own categories, which is I get it, but
yeah. So they went with Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin,
which I'm told is very, very good. So that's a movie that I actually do want to see.
I have 20 minutes left in it because it's currently on HBO Max.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, I got to see
it. It could be based on how it ends. Like maybe it's the best movie of the year that I've seen.
Okay.
Based on the way it ends, it could also kind of fall a little bit flat, but it's been great. And without giving anything away, basically the gist of the movie, and like this is immediate. So there's it's on this island that's a part of Ireland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Taking place during the Irish Civil War or whatever. But Colin Farrell and Brandon Gleeson play best friends, or so you think. And then Brandon Gleeson, like one day, is like doesn't want to be friends with him. And like that's basically the movie, but like all the different ways that it goes, like it's just like 2 grown men, 2 men older than us, like that would go to the bar all the time and drink, and then one day the guy's like, "Don't talk to me anymore." Like,
can I tell you something about my personal life?
Of course.
This might hit a little too close to home. This recently happened to me.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Who did you shun?
It was a friend from home, a friend, I won't say his name, but a friend I've mentioned to you who was probably, aside from you and another person, probably my oldest friend. Just told me just straight up, like, I never want to see you, talk to you again.
Oh, he told you?
Yep.
I mean, I assume you didn't tell this person, but I think I know who it is.
You know who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just was just like, nope, we're done. I was like, okay.
Holy shit. So that's this movie. That's this.
Yeah.
You could do a modern twist on it because this
I could.
takes place in the 20s. So they'd be like 100 years later. Here's a couple of guys from southern New Hampshire, and this is what happens.
Who were just like, nah. He just like told me straight up one day. He's just like, this was like a month ago. He's just like, nah.
How is that even a thing? You don't have to tell me too much about it.
It's like, okay, without telling you too much, it's basically like, when someone is like, they've gone like, I don't want to say full Kanye, but they've gone like,
you don't agree with everything. Yes.
Right. And basically there was something that was like, I was like, hey, like, cut the shit.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Like, cut it out.
Like,
and
really?
it was like, and that's when he was just like, all right, well, we're done.
Okay.
I was like,
you breaking up with me?
What? Yeah, it's felt like that. It's not to get too, in the weeds with it, but it's felt like a little bit like that.
That is really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Because like again, you think like
super bizarre.
You get older, you have families or whatever, and it's like the people that you're friends with are the ones you still talk to, the ones that you don't, you just kind of move on. But to like actually have that conversation is just
yeah. Like usually you just like it just kind of like peters out, but it was just like we're good here. Yeah, in like in not as many words, but there was some more swearing involved.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, then you're going to have a different kind of appreciation for this film, but I'll be very curious to see what you think and all the different ways that it turned. So that movie, I got to finish it. When we're done with this, I'm going to pop in the last 20 minutes, but it's recently on HBO Max, so I recommend it already. Everything Everywhere All at Once is another movie I got to watch.
Phenomenal movie.
It'll probably be everybody says it's the best movie of the year, so we'll see, but I'll definitely watch that one before we do our nominations and our award show. Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, which is in theaters. It'll be on Netflix in like 10 days, so we can watch that then. And then
maybe that's after the Dorkies. That's when in January we tackled that one.
Yeah, we could dive into that one. Let's see, actors and actresses, kind of whatever. The TV shows, they split them up, drama and musical comedy as well. They also do limited anthology TV film, which is a good category too. So best TV series drama: Better Call Saul, The Crown, House of the Dragon, Ozark, and Severance.
So 2 of those shows to me absolutely belong there, and that being Severance and Better Call Saul. The other ones I feel like were good, but not. Ozark didn't blow me away.
Ozark was very good. I liked Ozark a lot.
Solid show.
House of the Dragon, I could probably have that. I could probably do House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
The Crown, I didn't see it. I don't know. Musical comedy: Abbott Elementary, The Bear.
Fuck yeah.
Hacks, Only Murders in the Building, and Wednesday.
Wednesday's fantastic. Hacks I love Hacks.
Yeah.
And The Bear obviously is just, Jesus Christ, is that show good?
I mean, I guess it's a comedy. It's
fun. There's funny parts.
It's funny. So Barry didn't get nominated this year,
which is a shame.
Which is weird. Yeah, which is
not as weird as the biggest snub. Not the biggest snub I saw this year.
Oh, Rhea Seehorn.
What the fuck?
She never gets nominated for Better Call Saul, and she's terrific.
I figured the last season you think she would, because she was outstanding.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
And so I don't like that one. We also got, for the limited anthology or TV film, Blackbird, which I liked a lot. Dahmer, I didn't finish. The Dropout, Pam and Tommy, which really wasn't that good. And then The White Lotus.
Fuck The White Lotus, man.
I feel like I guess technically it's an anthology series, but
yeah.
I don't know. So Andor got some love. Actually, no, it didn't. Never mind.
Well, what's his name? Diego Luna got nominated for an award.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Or did he? Okay. Yeah.
All right. But Andor is fantastic. So he is now the only Star Wars person other than Alec Guinness who's been nominated for an award.
Yeah. So he got best TV series drama. He got nominated, and kind of bullshit that so they clearly saw the show, liked the show, they liked him. That it was a better show than Ozark and should have been nominated for.
And I think they do tend to give some love to the shows that have ended completely that year.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
So Ozark and Better Call Saul are probably going to be pretty heavy on those, but still, no Rhea Seehorn is unconscionable.
It's criminal.
Yeah.
It's criminals what that is. So anyway, that's the Golden Globes. Next week, the Dorkies, much more important. Speaking of the Dorkies, last year it was a late submission, so it did not get nominated, but it may have had a chance to win. And that was the TV show Yellow Jackets, which came out late December. We didn't see it till the new year, so it's technically a 21 show. And season 2 is coming out on March 24th. They had a very brief teaser. This show is fucking nuts. I love this show.
So my wife, as you know, when she likes a show, she goes full hog into like deep dives and who the showrunner is. And so I get all this information. And I think she said that the showrunners have written 3 seasons and they are like, that's it for like the story. So hopefully there isn't enough people who like with the clarity of vision, like this is a 3-season show. This is where it's going to go. And this is where it's going to end.
Yeah.
Right. What's the best advice, writing advice I ever got from a college professor? The best way to end a paper, Rich?
On a high note.
Stop. What's the best way to end a paper?
Yeah,
stop.
Just quit it.
Like just
quit doing it.
You know, when you start rambling at the end, like I feel like a lot of shows do that, where there's like, I don't really know how to end this. If you have a show that you're like, all right, this ends in season 3, that's it. Like Vince Gilligan did it in 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Just do it. Or 5 seasons of both, right? Of Better Call Saul or 6 of Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul, I think, had more episodes than Breaking Bad. But but still. Yes. The Leftovers, that was 3 seasons. It was like, I think book, and then the show, or then like their own thing or whatever. However it worked out. But yeah, Yellow Jackets, I can't wait for. And so just a couple of months away from that. We also got DC news. And Wonder Woman 3 scrapped. Apparently, Patty Jenkins had an idea. She's like, "Hey, here's Wonder Woman 3," and then James Gunn and the crew are like, "Nope."
So again, this is like conflicting reports because the report that's coming out of like the Patty Jenkins people is that she had a treat. So the facts we know is she had a treatment for her script, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was done before James Gunn was brought on, and so according to like people who are on her side, they told her to they threw it out the window and said, you got to write it again. People associated with DC are saying we had to make some adjustments to it to fit in with what we're going to do. And she was just like, no, and walked out.
Rough.
So I don't know. And again, the truth is probably somewhere in between the two.
Oh, that's probably true. Yeah.
You know, but you gotta think bringing James Gunn in and you had this treatment for this script. And like you kind of said in a tweet, like 1984 was trash. Like we got to get that. Oh, like I can tell you, I saw that movie. Yeah. I know the day I saw it on New Year's Eve 2 years ago.
Brag.
And no, because it was either that or go out. So I'm like, I'll just watch a shit movie instead of going. I don't have to spend money. I'll spend $20 to watch a shit movie and drink on my couch than deal with people.
Yeah,
because this was at the height of COVID, I believe, too.
No, this was free. Didn't they put this one out for free on HBO Max?
Oh, that's right. It was free. But I mean, it was however much you paid.
Whatever. You paid for HBO Max. Yeah.
But I don't remember a single thing from this movie other than the fact that it was a little rapey.
I remember Kristen Wiig as Cheetah.
See, like I barely remember.
And then I remember them busting out those gold armor for Wonder Woman.
That was supposed to be indestructible, and it was gone in 5 minutes.
Done. Yeah, it's immediately done.
Yeah, see, that's all coming back to me now. But like
trying to figure out how Steve Trevor was still around and be like,
but he wasn't. It was just some glamour, but it was just like some random guy who she was just like banging the whole time, who he didn't know. It's like non-consensual, which is
I didn't like the movie, and
I didn't care for it.
Even the first one's not great, but it was good, and so it's an important character to the DC, but I'm like, maybe we don't need Patty Jenkins to get a third one. But
Joshua Clark brings up was the Yellow Jackets episode the Deep Dick episode?
Ooh,
I think it was.
I don't know. That's good.
Because I remember being so pissed because I really wanted to talk about Yellow Jackets or whatever the topic was, and you just couldn't stop laughing. And like I had things that I really wanted to say, and I couldn't say them with a straight face.
It could have been. I honestly don't remember.
Still bad. It has to do with the connection. It has to be the connection because my shit's fine.
It wasn't. Narrator, it was not fine.
I'm talking normally.
It could have been.
Worse.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
Mhm.
Speaking of TV shows, Ryan, well, we were at some point. The Bad Batch season 2 is coming out less than a month from now, January 4th. Are you rock hard for this show?
No, I would say I'm like
Soft?
I am. What's it?
Scared?
Who's the fucking Ray?
What are
Why
you?
can't I think of his name? Everybody loves Raymond. Why can't I think of his name?
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano. You know when he's
Like
on Saturday Night Live,
little bitties and punching mocks.
he's like, "I'll make my little pee go." Hmm?
Hmm?
I'm a
Sweet
little like,
Sassy Molassie?
yeah, but that's about it. That's where I'm like, nah.
Yeah. I like the connections. I didn't love the first season, but Clone Wars, Rebels, Tales of the Jedi were all good. So it's the same idea, same mold. So I'll give it a go.
Let's get
Yeah.
a little less kiddie with this one now. Let's get into some shit here. These guys are
Girl,
supposed to be badasses.
Omega?
Yeah, Ricka.
Ricka.
It's
Yeah,
the Omega, Ricka.
I could do without that.
More
Now,
Fennec Shand, you know.
Now, isn't there one of the rumors was that the Bad Batch might be the crew that rescues Grogu from Order 66?
See, now you're fucking talking.
Yeah.
Now you're talking. Now we're cooking with gas.
That'd be pretty badass.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I like that a lot. Do
Mhm.
that. Yeah, so that's the news. That's what we got right now. So let's get to actually a couple of big items in this.
It's time for Davey's video game minute. Even if it takes more than a minute.
All right, Ryan, what do you have?
Well, I have a lot. I got a lot of things to say because the video game awards were this week, and the big winner, to the surprise of a handful, the big winner was Elden Ring, which took home Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Best Art Direction. Let's see here, a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
yeah.
And so this is definitely on my list. We're going to talk about this in the Dorkies. We're going to talk about this next week. And this game, I get it in the way that I understand like jazz music.
Mhm.
Like I understand why this is good. I
It's not for you.
understand that like it's just not.
Yeah.
I don't
Nah,
wanna
it's
listen
up to you.
to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I get it that way where it's not fun
No,
at
that's
all.
not-
I don't know if you've tried these games yet. They're not fun.
No, it's not for me. I know my limits. I know what kind of games I like. I like 2 or 3 very specific type of games, and there's a bunch of them in that wheelhouse, and I'll just play those.
And you know, I typically video games are as we've talked about before, it's a meditative thing for me. It's a relaxing thing for me. I'm never relaxed playing these games, and maybe that's good. I don't know. It depends.
Yeah,
But
okay.
God of War Ragnarok took home best narrative. It took home best score, best audio design, best performance. Where both Chris Judge and Sonny, I believe, his last Soljic, the both. So Kratos and Atreus were both nominated. Yeah. So Stray took home best indie game, which was a surprise to the game was such a surprise that it was great. But the best indie game category was probably the tightest for me. So you had Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, and Tunic. I've played all of those games. They're fucking awesome. Like all of those games are awesome. Right. And let's see. Marvel Snap won best mobile game. I don't know if you played that yet. That was my pick of the plot a little while ago.
Tell me about that. Yeah, I remember you talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. You probably need a new phone.
Got it.
It'll absolutely just zap your phone. Yeah. So yeah.
I got 2
trailers. 2 trailers we got. So we got there's a bunch of new reveals, but the 2 big ones we saw Star Wars Survivor. Your Jedi, it was like Fallen Order Jedi Survivor, right?
Yeah.
So Cal Kestis is back. He's looking a little bit grizzled. This apparently takes place the same time as The Mandalorian.
Oh.
So we could potentially see some people here. And that's why I want to see the games now. We have TVs, we got books, we got movies. Bring the games in.
And the game comes out on March 15th, and season 3 of The Mandalorian debuts March 1st. So there is a chance that the first few episodes of The Mandalorian may have something and vice versa.
And it's great because they've aged Cal Kestis to
Yeah.
the point now where him and the actor are the same age. So like you could put him into movies and TV shows now.
Oh my god!
And the
the
kid's a good
gameplay-
actor. So it's
Yeah.
like,
The
oh,
gameplay.
sorry, I sorry, I misspoke. Someone caught it. It takes place at the same time as Obi-Wan.
Oh, so it's okay.
It's yeah. So
original.
but it's in what we have now started referring to as the sweet spot.
Yep, I like that. Yeah, pre episode 4, I like. Obviously, Mandalorian is post episode 6.
Yes. So this is pre episode 4. So I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Okay. So that's that. But there's still a lot you can do there.
There's a lot you
the
can
shit
do.
that he's doing is crazy. Like just
And
the little trailer they put out there.
as you saw, well, you haven't seen yet, but in Fallen Order,
Yeah.
you do run into your boy,
Oh.
and your only course of action is to just run.
Yeah, it should be.
Don't even try to fight him. Just run. And he's like pulling down the building around you, and you have to like dodge stuff. Like it's crazy.
I'd be scared.
Yeah.
I'd be so scared.
Guess what? You should fucking play it. I don't know why you're not playing it.
I know I'm busy right now.
Other than Ragnarok, I'm saying, hey,
I'm playing Ragnarok.
Most fun you can have with your clothes on.
All right, fair enough.
Fallen Order, you can do ring with the sword going off there.
Dude, I didn't even play it. I just had my the fucking virtual reality shit, and I was just doing like the demos for the Star Wars games. And I'm like,
you have an Oculus. That's right.
Yeah. I barely play it, but
Mhm.
whatever. And I was just playing like the demo or whatever, or like watching the trailer of the Star Wars game. I didn't even buy the game yet. And just when you're like in a room and then you hear the breathing and then you like turn over and there's Vader, it's fucking terrifying. I don't think I can handle it. I'm not good with the.
It doesn't matter how tall you are in VR. He's bigger.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And everything's black and red, and you're just like, I don't want to be in here.
You're just like covering your face with the fake lights.
That'd be a pretty good video of me just like cowering, like trying to play the game.
Oh, the best. We used to take videos of my brother playing Beat Saber, and he would get like super into it.
Yeah.
And the videos are just like him just going crazy with the two things, and all of a sudden in the video you just hear like. Like just him breathing like super heavy.
You don't hear any of this sweet beats.
Sweating. Yeah. Yeah.
Also Suicide Squad, we got a little Batman trailer.
Did it get you at the end too?
Yeah.
It just had the thing that said thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
It was like,
I know. Brutal. Man, he made those games so good. And you think about how many hours that you spent playing those Batman games and listening to him narrate the whole thing.
Yeah.
Brutal. But yeah, that's another game. I'm looking forward to playing that one big time. So, all right. Anything else? That's pretty good.
That's it, man.
All right. Well, Riley, I got a question for you.
Y'all ready for bisque?
Topic du jour.
Christmas turkey.
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's the topic of the day. And today it is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. It is A Muppet Family Christmas. Not to be confused with Muppet Christmas Carol, which more people have seen and is on Disney Plus right now. This is a 1987 TV special, which for the longest time I only watched off of a tape recorded by my grandfather, and we would watch the VHS every single year. It is now available in glorious 4K on YouTube for free. Oh, it's crisp.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a Rotten Tomatoes audience score of 81%. Which, whatever, we'll get to that.
Who's the 19% that doesn't like this shit?
Who are these jackwagons? And apparently not enough critics have weighed in on the film to get a score for that. Interesting on the runtime, it kind of depends on what version you watch, because when they first put this movie out on like VHS, there were certain like copyright rules where they had to like X out a bunch of songs. So if you even go to YouTube now, you might find a 40-minute version, a 44-minute version, a 48-minute version. So, but you figure it was on TV, it was an hour. You take 15 minutes out or so for commercials, give or take about 45 minutes.
The one I watched was 44 minutes. So that seems to be.
I bet you got all the songs in there. I would think there's a couple that we'll get to that they sort of taken out. But all right, we'll begin as we always do with our movie and TV reviews, spoiler free. Ryan, did you like it?
Of course I like this. Of course.
Ryan,
I have a pulse. Let me check. I have a pulse. I'm a human being. Yeah, I like this.
What's not to like? What's not to love? It is just, it's a treat that keeps on going, and it just ups the ante as the film. It starts with a bang. It starts with an absolute bang, a song, a whole bunch of Muppets, and then they just keep upping the ante from there. To me, But the memory I have of this movie is not only just watching the VHS of it and like every single year all the time, but was having I don't know when I watched this. Maybe I was 3, maybe I was 4, whenever having my mind blown that the Muppets, the Sesame Street characters, and the Fraggles were all in the same place at the same time. There's
Yeah.
nothing cooler than that ever.
And some surprise characters. Like there was like, I think how many puppeteers did you need
Holy
for
shit.
this? And one of the things that I love about this that I know Frank Oz and Jim Henson did a lot of the puppeteering and a lot of the voices.
Mhm.
What you realize is when you watch this huge, you think you want to talk Infinity War, you want to talk Endgame. This
Yes.
might be the greatest crossover event of all time.
Yeah.
But there are like 6 to 8 voices total for every character. Like all the characters sound the same. Like the turkey is the same voice as Rizzo, is the same voice as like
It's
whatever.
also
Like,
amazing watching this with my daughter now, who like she loves Sesame, she loves Muppet Babies, and we watch the newer Muppet movies with her. So she's
Yeah.
generally where we watched Fraggles a while ago. I don't know if she remembers them outside of this movie, but back in the 80s, like when we grew up on these shows, there were no female characters. There was Miss Piggy, there was Janice from the Electric Mayhem, there was Prairie Dawn, who didn't even have a line in this movie.
right.
And that's it. Like they had to make
Right.
Fozzie's mom. It's all dudes. It's just a cock fest for
Just
all
a
like,
hot dog cart just in that house.
Street dudes. Because
Yeah.
she's like, my daughter's like, "Where's Abby? Where's Rosita?" I'm like, "Yeah, they must have been."
Where's
somewhere
Elmo?
else."
No, Elmo.
Elmo is in it. Elmo's in it.
He doesn't
He
speak, does he?
He doesn't have a lot of lines, but he's in there. He's sitting on the step when Gonzo and the turkey are gonna fight. He's like sitting on the step with Rizzo, I think. He also
Hey, by the way, the turkey,
yeah,
kind of a creep.
a little bit.
He's a little bit of a creep.
A bad guy.
It's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so there's the scene where all the Sesame guys come rolling in, and Elmo's in that. He also, I think, might have been in like the Santa sketch that they did, but you're right, he's not featured prominently. He's probably pretty new, like 87.
Yeah.
I thought he hasn't been in the game very long. I'll get to some of the ones that we're missing coming up as well. Who's your favorite Muppet of all time?
My favorite Muppet.
It's a loaded
Right now,
question.
this might be recency bias, but I can tell you whenever he's on screen, this Muppet is an absolute powerhouse, and that is Pepe the King Prawn. He is that dude.
He's pretty funny.
He's pretty funny.
He's not in this.
No,
sadly, he's not
Yeah.
featured in this. He's also a newer.
I do love Beaker, and I do love the Swedish Chef.
Yes. Yeah, those are good ones. In the new Muppet show that they did on Disney Plus, there's a Swedish Chef sketch that is like laugh out loud.
It's like a cooking show.
Yeah.
The one where he makes the mole tacos with Danny Trejo is one of my.
It's
So
like
that's
it's pants funny.
it's funny, and now my kids, when they eat something that is too hot for them, they will now say that it's too specy. Specy.
It's so that,
Yeah.
if nothing else, that shows. And actually, the like the host of that show, doesn't it look like the turkey kind of like they like
Kind of,
remodeled
yes.
that turkey in a way?
Yep.
I love Rolf. Rolf's my favorite. I also think pound for pound, it's hard to beat Gonzo. Gonzo's just.
They try to do it with Grover and Sesame Street. I feel like Grover is the Gonzo of that crew, but like doesn't work.
Gonzo's
Not as well.
way better than Grover.
Mhm.
There's also
Now, I was always told that Gonzo was a vulture, but the Christmas turkey in this tells him that you're not even a bird.
Right. And he says nobody's perfect, which is a great line,
Yes.
suggesting that he isn't a bird. It was later revealed that Gonzo's just a Muppet or a
He's just
Gonzo.
He's a
whatever.
Gonzo. Like
he's
animal's an animal. Yeah.
You think animal's a dog?
No. Animal's animal.
Like animal might be a dog.
Yeah. But it was, we're getting into spoilers here, but
No.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'm trying to think. So I like Rizzo the Rat. He's amazing in a Muppet Christmas Carol. In fact, Gonzo and Rizzo crush it in Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yes.
The Rizzo's in it, but not really featured much in this one at all. But what's your favorite song from the movie? They do a good job. They have a bunch of heaters.
The one that I hadn't watched this in a while. And the one that like jumped out to me, the Fraggle song, was it like Pass It On or something like that?
Pass it on.
That song slaps.
Yeah, it's
Because
pretty good.
I got to tell you, I'm no Scrooge. I do get into the Christmas spirit, but I'm not a big like Christmas Carol person.
Okay.
So it was nice to get a little bit of like an original.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, they also had they do Jingle Bell Rock by the Electric Mayhem, which is just amazing, and it's so well done.
Lights out.
It's Kermit and Robin singing Jingle Bells, all kind of like sad, and then all of a sudden they just come in fucking full go, amps up to 11, crowds going nuts for them, and so Jingle Bell Rock. The song on the way in too, when they're in the truck,
That's a banger.
they kill it, and they're all singing it together, and they're going ba 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 da 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 da. I love that one.
I got to tell you though, if I'm Doc,
yeah,
I'm pissed.
Yeah, you gotta get your money
Lady,
back.
this is my Airbnb, and now your kid shows up with like 50 of his friends. Now, what the fuck? I want my money back.
50 on the low end.
Well, originally he shows up with 50, and then the other crew starts coming.
Yeah, no, he warmed up eventually though.
And then I gotta go get your pig girlfriend.
Yeah,
Oh,
literally.
I'm sorry. I'm into spoilers here. I'm sorry.
Spoiling it a little
sorry.
bit. Trying to think, what is your dork score for A Muppet Family Christmas?
It's a 5.
Yeah, seems low to me, but fair. I'm going hard 6. 6. Well, I mean,
your laser beams on fireballs.
Yeah,
we'll split it there. Yeah,
we did our the Dork Shared Gooniverse did the top 25 Christmas movies. I think I had this number 1, and it did make the list. A couple of other people voted for it, but it was not. I forget where it finished. Maybe top 10. Maybe.
Where I finished too.
Top 10. You finished in the top 10?
Always.
Of what? That doesn't make any sense.
That's what the ladies tell me.
Oh, I finished in my pants. All right, let's go.
Spoilers! 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 Here come the spoilers!
All right,
and that's what I mean. My wife is like,
yeah,
and she's like, yeah, you're top 10.
You're top 10 like, for you all time.
Yeah,
like, I didn't say all time. Like that's cool.
Thanks. Yeah.
All right, that's the warning. We are now entering full spoilers for A Muppet Family Christmas. So if you've not seen it,
came out 40 years ago,
1987. So if you haven't seen it, shut off the podcast. Don't want to spoil another thing for you. Real quick, this is a big what if after like the 1,000th viewing. So one of the many kind of like side stories to this is the Christmas turkey. Like so the Swedish chef shows up. He invites a live turkey, which apparently he was going to murder and cook and feed everybody.
Yes.
That turkey, kind of a smart aleck. You mentioned maybe a bad guy, but he gets out of it.
Kind of handsy with
Camilla.
Yep.
He then, thinking on his feet, gets Big Bird in. There's not a bigger bird than Big Bird.
Right.
So he brings Big Bird in. And so now he's in the kitchen. It's just Big Bird and the Swedish chef. The first thing, good instincts by Swedish chef, starts seasoning Big Bird. He's got salt and pepper, and he's just, as he's having a conversation, he's seasoning the bird.
Yes.
I always thought, what if he murdered Big Bird and fed him to everybody at Christmas? How would that have gone?
And you just have like the thing like Kramer when he was basting himself with butter, and you just like Big Bird talking after he's been cooked. I would think that would have been horrifying for children
because they're all there, they're all excited. The chef's there. The chef's obviously going to
feed a lot of people.
They got to feed so many people. Oh, Big Bird would feed all of them. Big Bird's enormous.
The turkey won't. And that if I'm the turkey, that's look. You get a ton of people out there. I'm not going to feed everybody.
No,
that
Big
guy.
Bird, that was like, I'm like if they cooked him and like what a weird like. It would have been a tough thing for everybody. I feel like that day, and then
a hard day.
Then you you march back to Sesame Street, and everybody's like, "Where's the giant canary?"
Yeah,
it's a sad day. But he was trying to cook them up. He was like seasoning them. He's ready to go. But anyway, didn't happen. And I would feel like if you're cooking for Muppets and Sesame characters, you probably got to go vegetarian, if not vegan.
Oh yeah, if not vegan. Because we got some cows in the mix. We get some, so we get
on the Muppet Show. You had like fucking lettuce and tomatoes. Like, and actually, Sesame Street had talking fruit. So, like, I don't even know what you eat on those places.
I don't know what you eat there either.
You can't eat chicken.
Cookies. You can eat cookies.
Cookies. Yeah. See, Cookie Monster, harmless, turns out.
Harmless. He did steal Janice's plate of cookies.
Who was that strange blue creature?
I will tell you this, though. Here's a question for you. What Muppet would you want to live with? Share a domicile with. Just
Rolf.
you and it, Rolf.
Yeah, he plays the piano. He could sing a little bit. He seems to be a good guy. He's a dog at the end of the day and the beginning of the day.
So we would both pick dogs. You know who I'm taking?
Animal.
Give me Sprocket.
Sprocket's great.
Give me Sprocket all day.
Yeah. Nice
it's a great
guy.
name.
Yep.
Good looking dog. Happy to see you all the time. Hates
I
Fraggles.
I made a hard push to name Harrow Sprocket 10 years ago.
Yeah.
My wife, I'm like, Sprocket? She's like, yeah, we're not naming him Sprocket. Like,
But I tell you what, he gives, Traveling Matt a hard time, but, he's kind of a dick. He is traipsing through people's houses.
Traveling Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just walk through someone's
dickhead.
workshop like that.
Giant dickhead.
Yeah.
He pops up at the very end.
He does. Yeah.
He's there. He makes an appearance.
So you talk about reoccurring gags. Like one of them is like, how'd you get here? Just everybody in the house. Like, oh, when'd you get here?
No, I also love that Doc's reaction. So Fozzie shows up, like you said, 50 dudes deep.
Rolling deep. Yeah.
Rolling deep. And Janice. 50 dudes and Janice come rolling in, the whole truck full. And then I think when Rolf shows up by himself, just one dog by himself, Doc goes, "What? More people?" Like he's like, so if it's like, dude, it's one more at this point.
Who cares? And then him and Sprocket and Rolf start talking to each other.
Yeah, canine humor.
Yeah.
He goes, I've been chasing truck and boy am I exhausted.
That's right.
Hilarious.
Good joke. By the way, another best reoccurring joke, the patch of ice.
Careful of the icy patch, to me, is actually the greatest recurring joke in the history of TV or movie.
Because anytime someone walks in the door, you're like, "Who?" And some slip and some don't.
Yeah, I'm just close to 50%.
But anytime someone walks in, you're like, "Ooh," you're waiting for him to fall.
Oh my god!
And Rolf has a great one.
Rolf wipes out hard. To which point,
Fozzie's mom.
Yeah, presents in the air. Fozzie's mom calls it out and goes, "Oh, he didn't tell you about the icy patch?" She goes, "No, I guess not." The whole movie, icy patch. They didn't put any salt on it. They didn't try to chip it away. So Doc, he's literally making bunk beds. He can't chip the icy patch off and make sure that people don't slip on that. It's fantastic.
Salt. You have salt. You're salting the bird. Just a little salt out there. A little sand.
He's seasoning Big Bird.
Yeah.
Please do it. All right. Who just for this movie? We already asked you your favorites for this film. Who was the most valuable Muppet?
I have a MVP.
Okay.
So the most valuable Muppet, it's got to be Fozzie's mom. She canceled her whole vacation, didn't even skip a beat. She was like, you know what? No, we're gonna be here. We're gonna do Christmas with my kid and all his friends.
3 months of surfing lessons for zilch.
Zilch anymore?
No, zilch is good.
They need to.
That's a good one.
Bupkis.
Bupkis. So Fozzie's mom is really good. You know who I would say? He's not in it a ton, but he has two of the best memeable / gifable moments of the whole special. Sam the Eagle.
Yes.
So he has two. One, when they all are traipsing in the house and Fozzie's trying to introduce his mom to Kermit and everybody else, and then it just cuts to a second, and then you hear Sam the Eagle go, "Why am I here?" Just straight up, "Why am I here?
What am I doing?"
And then when they're doing the Night Before Christmas play, and the two-headed monster comes out as Santa, and it cuts to Sam the Eagle. He goes, "Is nothing sacred?" I use that gif all the time. That's a great one. Is nothing sacred?
Yes. Sam the Eagle, just the dry humor guy of the whole thing. Is the newscaster? That's not Guy Smiley.
No, Guy Smiley is with the Sesame characters, and he sings a round of the fa la la la.
Yes, he does. He does. So I just wanted to make sure that we're all everyone got their due.
That is
because it's basically the same guy.
It's very similar. He has a bigger head and bigger face. The barometers are falling sharply.
That was a good joke. That was a good joke. Yeah,
the whole thing's great.
Scooter got some good airtime here too.
Scooter's in it a decent amount. He had a couple of lines. My daughter goes, "Where's Skeeter?" because obviously Scooter and Skeeter are Muppet
Mhm.
Babies
And
together.
did this kick off Muppet Babies? Because there was that quick little
Yeah.
vignette of them as babies.
Yeah, so it's technically a 4-way crossover. So I don't know if it kicked off Muppet Babies because I think they kind of purposely put it in there to sort of show like these are all the properties that we have. But you're right, it did kind of launch that. I also remember as a kid, so outside of the characters that were created after the fact, there are a few characters who weren't in it that were just missing. And
Mhm.
as a kid, I was always surprised. There was no Telly, who
Yeah.
was very popular in Sesame.
Yes.
That one didn't make any sense. Like Harry Monster's in it, but no Telly.
There was one big missing that I didn't see.
Snuffleupagus.
Snuffy is not in there.
He's huge. That must have just been a we don't have room for it choice.
There's physically no room for
He's
that character.
enormous. Yeah. Telly and Snuffy were really the two that I was surprised just weren't there. Who else? I think all the Muppets were there, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, you know who wasn't there? My daughter asked. Sweetums, also a size problem. So Sweetums is the huge guy. The
Oh,
Muppets.
yeah.
That
Is that
guy?
the guy who eats everything?
I think he eats a lot of stuff. Yeah, so no
Yes.
Sweetums.
He's the guy.
Sweetums.
He's on one of the game shows with Pepe, where
Uh-huh.
they throw socks in his mouth.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah.
So he did not attend.
What's the name of the one? He looks like a little strung out heroin addict. He's like gray and he's got like those big eyes.
Crazy Harry.
Is it Crazy Harry?
Yeah, I could do Muppet trivia all day. You're thinking of Crazy Harry.
I am thinking of Crazy Harry. Yeah.
Yeah, Crazy Harry's in it. Lou Zealand is in it. Beauregard is in it. Sherlock, believe it or not, is in it. He kind of is in the back. He is a Sesame character. He's green, basically just your Sherlock Holmes. He's in it.
Yep.
Forgetful Jones is in it. He's like in the way back. Biff, who fucking is who builds stuff. Biff the Builder. He's in it.
Yes. Did we get the Mana guy? Is he in there?
Who Marvin Suggs?
Is that what his name is?
Yeah, I think it's Marvin Suggs. Yeah, I think he was in there.
Well, I don't know if there are two things now that I can tell people that you're better than most people at. One is naming where professional football players went to college or basketball players.
Basketball, yeah.
And
The
two,
Muppets.
Muppets.
Yeah. I like Muppets.
Yeah. I said a Muppet that looks like a strung out heroin addict. And you're like, yeah, that's
Crazy Harry. He's a big into explosives. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that now that I've just Google image searched it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, Beauregard, he had a line. He was going to go shovel the next day. So he pops up. He's like, aren't you glad that we're warm and toasty?
The snowman. I love the snowman, too. Doing
Snowman
shtick.
real good. Great line, too, when he's like, when Fozzie's trying to get Kermit to go outside and listen to the comedy act. And Kermit's like, it's too cold out. He's like, it's not cold. And then the snowman comes in. He's like, Fozzie, can I come inside? He's like, going to warm up. I'm like, all right, it's cold. It's a little cold.
It is a little cold. Right. It's cold.
All right, plot hole. One plot hole. Again, still 6 out of 6. You're not going to knock me off a 6 out of 6. But Statler and Waldorf show up.
Yes.
They claim that they're friends with Fozzie's mom. And they visit her every Christmas. There's no way Fozzie wouldn't have known that at this point.
There was no way he would have known that. The other plot hole, too, is that if the Fraggles live if they live in Doc's house, how the hell did they get all the way out there? Do they have a tunnel that goes all the way there?
So I would say yes. I feel like there's Fraggle tunnels.
And where were the doozers?
No doozers. Or no, was there a doozer at the very end? No, I don't think there was. No, there wasn't. No, but also if Statler and Waldorf see her all the time, then they would have gone to San Diego or wherever with her. They wouldn't have been there. Like they wouldn't have been there.
Right.
Kind of almost fucked the whole movie, but
that's almost pork. That's why I gave it a 5.
Favorite moments. We already sort of hit on a bunch of them. Just like the running, the different jokes. The
I love the icy patch was probably my favorite part. To this day, is still my favorite part. You know,
I also because I'm not a huge Miss Piggy fan, so I like how they used her in this. So she's like sort of not there for a while. They just check in on her quickly, and she has a good line when she's like pushing the cab. When I count to 3, gun it! Just like the mud in her face. Like,
one of the things that I didn't like about this, though, now watching it again, is they hadn't really figured out Miss Piggy's eyes.
Oh yeah,
Like she's just got that like dead stare like all the time. Like they couldn't like she didn't emote like the other. You know how like Kermit can like scrunch his face up or like Fozzie can like like that. Her eyes are just like dead.
dead eyes. I'm telling you, they had a hard. They had, the female characters was a weak spot for
Yeah.
Muppets Sesame for a long, long time.
And Janice like doesn't even have eyes.
Nope, she's just stoned out of her mind.
Oh, she's just stoned.
Stoned.
Yeah.
Electric Mayhem, of course. Dr. Teeth. You have Janice, Zoot, Animal, and Lips.
Yeah.
That's the
Zoot.
crew.
Yeah, man.
That's fucking Zoot crushing it on the sax.
Yeah.
And you get a Jim Henson cameo as well. He's the guy that's pops in at the end,
Pops in the end
And he-
washing dishes.
washing dishes with
And
Sprocket.
who's right there with him?
Yeah, you're right.
Sprocket, drying the dishes.
Good call.
Yeah.
There's a good line too at the beginning where when all the characters show up and Doc says to Sprocket, he goes, "Are these like the Fraggles you're telling me about?" And he's like, "Kinda." He's like, "They're sort of like them." But yeah, man, this is a treat. I've been watching it literally every day because now it's something that my daughter wants to watch. So I'm like, I won't say no to this.
I'm not going to say no.
I will watch this every
You
day.
get that and Bluey, you're good. You're in good shape.
Yep. It has been a lot ping ponging back between this and Bluey, which really can't go wrong. Again, so we're watching the Bluey Christmas special or Christmas episode, and because they're in Australia, they'll go for a little Christmas swim.
That's
Like,
right, because it's the summer there.
Anything else, Rye, on A Muppet Family Christmas?
It's a delight. It is a delightful little 45 minutes. You know, I'm not gonna overstate this. Like this is an actual thing that happened. It put me in a better mood.
Yes.
Like I was fine. Like I was like, It put me in a good mood. I watched it and I was in a good mood afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing about it is like it's quick. Like it's longer than an episode of like a regular TV show, but it's not like a long movie. So it's like perfect for kids. And it's one that there's enough humor that you're gonna like.
And my kids haven't seen it, and I think they would love it.
Yeah, pop it in.
Yeah.
Pop it.
I'll just shut up, Siri.
Yeah, just go to YouTube app. Well, I was thinking like so last year I just put it on when Cece was 2, and I knew she liked Sesame enough that I'm like, if she can just get through whatever it was, 15 minutes until Sesame guys show up, then she'll love it. And that's what happened. She was just like watching like all the guys, and then now she's like, gotta see it, gotta watch it. Perfect for me, like that.
Perfect. And she's like, "Who's that old guy at the end wearing that weird tuxedo?" I'm like, that's Jim Henson.
Jim Henson. He created the whole thing.
Would you have liked some Skeksis in there?
No, I would not.
Dark Crystal.
Yeah, they just look in the back. They show up for Christmas.
Chamberlain! Like they're fighting in the background.
I'd be scared. I'd be absolutely terrified. So let us know what you guys think. Muppet Family Christmas. Oh, the other thing too is there's some examples of commercials, or there examples of commercials. There's some versions that people have put on YouTube that is just ripped from 87, and it includes the commercials. And talk about a blast from the past there. It's all like games and like, you know, all kinds of
like
shit.
Mac Tonight, like some like weird McDonald's commercial.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's like, it's like old weird McDonald's ones. It's like different board games and like toys that always looked so badass on TV, and then you'd get them and you're like, oh, it doesn't really look like that. But
what is the game that like the Christmas game you got? Because there's always a board game that you were like, this looks sweet on TV, and then you played it and this was like, this is actually fucking sweet. And I'm gonna say the answer. There's one correct answer.
Which one?
Crossfire.
Oh, you know what? I think there is an ad for Crossfire on this.
And that game was tits. That game was awesome. Yeah. I'll play Crossfire today if someone has it.
I don't know if anybody's got a Crossfire, but that would be a good pull. So this I've seen before, and so Goose sent this to me because he heard we were doing this episode. So this was on like whatever your like ABC or like CBS, and so it's on whatever your affiliate is. So this didn't play across the whole country. But so this must have run, I'm guessing, like 8 to 9 or 7 to 8 or whatever. And like at the very end of the movie, it cuts to like what's coming on the local news. Right?
Yeah.
So listen to this transition. So it's the very end of the movie into a story that they were going to discuss.
Wait, before you play this, I just want to say one thing before I forget to say it. I forget which character it is, but at the end of the movie, when they're like, hey, let's go do this. It's like someone drops an A. Like a Canadian, like, oh, let's go over there, eh? Like someone I think you have to listen to it again.
Is it the snowman?
I don't know, but there's a
Okay.
Canadian accent. I thought it caught me off guard. I was like, hold on.
Oh no, it's one of the Fraggles. I think it might be
Yes.
Gobo.
Yes. The goal. Let's check out what they're doing, eh?
Oh, it's Gobo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gobo says it. Yep. Yeah, they're
All right.
so you got
hit me with the
Gobo,
transition.
Gobo, Red, Wembley,
Something
Boober.
Boober and like Moki or something like that.
Oh yeah, Moki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mokey. Yeah. Yeah, those are trickier names. All right, yeah. So this is the end, whatever this one was.
You gonna play it or did it? If you're playing it, I can't hear it.
You didn't hear it?
I can't hear it.
What the fuck?
I can't hear it. So I was like, if you're playing it, I can't hear a damn thing.
Did anybody else hear it in the chat? Or did I just listen to myself? Let me know if everybody else heard it. Oh, that's ridiculous.
You were like making this face like, and I'm like,
No?
no, I got nothing.
That didn't work? God damn it.
God damn it.
What the fuck?
What a waste. What a waste.
Piece of shit. Well, I'll send it to you anyway.
No,
nobody heard it.
No one heard it. Yeah.
What the fuck? How did that not work?
Shit.
What? All right, let me see. Let me see if I can find a way to get this thing to play.
Okay, could you just say, is it like a crime?
No, it's not a crime, but it's like pretty fucked up. It's like it's a terrible. It's like a what the shit. Let me see if I can find it. All right, I downloaded it, and can you hear? Let's see if it's gonna just automatically play. Unless my computer just shuts down because it's like, what are you doing? We can't hear it. I know. I'm trying. Hold on a second. Where is this fucking thing? All right. That should have worked. And for somebody who's really good with this stuff, that definitely should have worked.
Merry Christmas.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, all.
I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson. Later on Nightline, it's a controversy about life and death. Do you keep a doomed baby alive so its organs can be used to save the lives of others?
Stay tuned for Julie Andrews and The Sound of Christmas next, followed by Truman Capote's Emmy-winning classic, A Christmas Memory, starring Geraldine Page.
What the fuck?
How is that even a thing? And then followed Muppet Family Christmas like 2 seconds. Kermit saying Merry Christmas, and then it cuts to like one of the most morbid thoughts you can have.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, that's jarring. So fucking terrible. Well, I'm glad we got there.
Oh, I'm glad I'm glad I heard that. I had never heard that before. So
Glad
that
that
was
turned
worth the
out.
wait. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the video for it is just it's still the side of the farmhouse and just like the credits are rolling and that's what you hear. Like, oh, what the shit?
We're still in Fozzie's mother's house. Relax. It's 8:00 at night on a Sunday.
I am not comfortable. All right, so there you go. Yeah, by the way, let us know what you guys think. dorkpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet us, Instagram, leave a comment here on YouTube as well at Dork Podcast. Thoughts of A Muppet Family Christmas.
Pick of the bomb.
Pick of the bomb. Pick of the bomb.
Pick of the pun. All right, Ryan, would you like to kick, receive, defer, or you may choose at this time to defend a goal?
I will defer to you this week.
I have two. So one I was going to mention was the movie that just got nominated, the Banshees at Inisherin. Yeah. So I got to finish that. That's already really good. Two other movies that are on Netflix that are both pretty good. Bullet Train on Netflix right now. Not the best movie of the world.
Haven't watched it yet, but I plan on it.
Worth watching at home for sure. And you know what was pretty damn good? Pinocchio. Guillermo del Toro's
I was
Pinocchio.
waiting for that. Yeah, I heard nothing but good things about this, and those are two movies that I'm like, Is it scary? Is it going to scare an 8-year-old?
I would not show it to an 8-year-old.
Okay, good. So I can watch it on my own.
I would, yeah, that was gonna be my point. I would never tell anybody what to do with their kids, how to raise them. But as I was watching it, I'm like, man, it is heavy. There's a lot of conversations you would have to have, even on top of life and death. That
Okay.
and that's in like a lot of Disney movies anyway. But like, there's a lot of that. But then there's a lot of just fucked up shit. It's a fucked up movie, really.
Yeah. But it's a fucked up story.
It's a fucked up story. There's
Let's
no
call
doubt.
it what it is. Like Pinocchio is kind of like all these Disney movies that kind of get like kid washed is what I would call it. Like they kind of get like if you've read The Little Mermaid, if you've read Pinocchio, if you've read even like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, which was like an old story, but like those are some fucked up stories, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's funny too because on Netflix, you know how they always put at the top like what the rating is, and then they say like why. So this is PG, which again, I mean it is, I guess, but it's like certainly not G. But the stuff it says for PG, it's all like disturbing this and like this, it's all like fucked up things, and then it still lands on PG. But yeah, there were a few things I'm like, oh my god, if I was watching this with my daughter and she asked me about it, I'd be like, I don't remember that from the book. Like, go ask your mom about it. But it was good, and it was the animation's pretty cool, a little bit different. It's Guillermo del Toro, so you're gonna have some,
and
like,
it's getting like, you know, this is going to be like the Pixar killer this year. The one that's going to like Academy Awards is going to for best animated feature. Like this is going to win.
It's weird though for anybody out there that does have young kids that either have already seen it or you're going to show it to them. I'm curious what their take is. Like, I'm sure there's a lot that's over their heads, but there's some that's like very obvious, and I'm curious like what kind of.
Well, now I'm more intrigued. Now I might watch it when I get up when I hang up this phone.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
So
I also have a Netflix for my pick of the pod. My wife and I watch. It's It's an hour and a half. Nice, tight little drama. Emily the Criminal.
Oh, with Aubrey Plaza?
Aubrey Plaza and Theo Rossi from Sons of Anarchy. I won't give too. Obviously, I'm not going to give too much of the plot away, but like, nice little hour and a half drama. Which is so basically, she's this young girl, younger, but she's 20 something, down on her luck, has student loans, and went to jail briefly for like a minor conviction, but like can't get a job. So she winds up working for like some less than reputable people, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. And it's kind of it's as much as a drama as it is like a social commentary, like people who are just like paycheck to paycheck, like how do you get ahead? Like how do you even like survive in this world? So as a educator, who has several side hustles, like
I guess
how do you do it? Yeah.
No, it's a good
So,
one. All right,
So Emily the Criminal, it's good.
All right, I'll check that out for sure. All right, so next week we're gonna do the Dork Awards. So get ready for that. We're gonna have all.
I got some homework to do.
I know. I gotta dig up what the awards were, and then we can go through them. So we'll have 6 nominees for everything in movies, TV, video games. We'll check in with the TLDR guys for some comic books and some of the
We're gonna
worst.
check in with our annual audio recap with Jordan.
Oh, yes. See if Jordan's kept up with that. Yeah, we can put that out maybe the following week. He usually has that by the end of the calendar year. So
he asked me a question about it on Twitter. There was a not to tip our hand, but there was a mention of a former sponsor, and he's like, "What do you want me to do?" I'm like, "Fuck them, put it in."
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Yeah, so Monday,
I can tell you they're not listening. So
no, because
that's part of that was part of the issue.
That's right. All right, so we'll be back Monday. Back to no Patriots game on Monday, so we'll be back to our regular Monday 8:45 spot for our year in review, or not our year in review, our awards. Then the year in review will come out later, and that'll be that. So you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram at Dork Podcast. Subscribe on the YouTube channel as well. Email us. You can also toss in some should I have bought this as well to dorkpodcast@gmail.com. Dave, you don't give a shit about anything, do you?
What'd you say?
I said you don't give a shit about anything, do you?
Not really.